sometimes you get sick of your own shit and you want to just improve. I want to give you guys the tips that I use when I'm going through something like this, and also that I think will really just help you feel good this winter. And then at the end, I'm going to give you some extra glow up tips that are like for leveling up for real. Hello, my favorite material girls. It's Alexis Barber here, and I've got something super exciting to share with you all today. But first, let's have a little chat about setting ourselves up for success. You know, my life is super busy and my time is valuable. Moving things forward in my career, staying on top of my wellness, and squeezing in fun moments with friends. You know how annoying it is when you're sneezing like crazy during a meeting, your eyes are watering while you're trying to get work done, or your nose won't stop running. The culprit may be fall allergies, and we are not gonna let that get in the way of our missions, okay? Like, seriously, who's got time for the runny nose and itchy eyes when you're trying to cross off your mile-long to-do list every day? Not me, and that's why I've partnered up with Zyrtec and joined the Z Squad. I've been dealing with allergies since I was a child. Every fall when I'm spending more time inside, it's the same story. Indoor allergies like dust and pet dander trying to ruin my vibe. But here's the thing, we are all too smart to let something like allergies slow us down, right? That's why I am all about Zyrtec. It gives me 24-hour relief from those dreadful indoor and outdoor allergy symptoms so that I can focus on things that I love, whether it's cozying up inside with a new TV show or heading outside for a spontaneous fall adventure. One pill in the morning when I start to feel symptoms, Zyrtec starts working at hour 1, and I'm set for the whole day. No more sneezing fits or watery eyes for me, just living my best life unbothered. So my loves, don't let allergies hold you back this season. Grab some Zyrtec, join me in the Z Squad, and let's keep being fabulous no matter what. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Too Smart for This. It's your host Alexis Barber, and today we're chatting another glow up vibe, okay? I also, if you're listening to this, or if you saw the title and you're like, girl, how many videos about glowing up can there be on the internet? I'm also wondering the same thing. Because I am very conscious of the fact that we don't need to always be improving ourselves and stuff. But sometimes I'm also conscious of the fact that we all get sick of our own shit. And I think that's why the winter arc challenge has been like going viral on TikTok, because the winter arc, or getting better over this like period that's typically very draining and boring and cold and dark, is a really good way to transform that negative energy that a lot of people associate with winter into something positive. And so I also feel like I loved summer and spring for the first time this year. I don't know, like, why, but I guess maybe it was just like my life was better. But in the winter, I get really reflective, and I love like the start of the year and stuff like that, and dreaming and all the possibilities, but we can't just be doing that 24/7. So I want to give some tips that are truly like habits to integrate into your life if you are someone who's interested in doing like a winter arc or a glow up or any sort of like self-improvement this season. But at the same time, I want to say that these habits are for people who are just trying to like survive this seasonal depression time that happens for a lot of us. So I'm excited to chat today. And just to anchor us, guys, life's been so interesting this past couple months because I really have been going through a sort of mental, like, there's been a lot of growth, a lot of shit happening in my brain lately, okay? Like, things have been mentally crazy. I filled up like a whole journal this month. I've cried more than I think I've like ever cried in my life, but at the same time, my confidence and sense of self-worth is improving at rapid rates, and I can just feel myself stepping into being the person that I've always wanted to be and not feeling as much discomfort or anxiety or, you know, like negative self-talk, negative self-worth. Even though there are things that are not technically going well in my life, I still feel like I am improving my deservingness and like sense of self, and that feels really good to have my confidence growing. And that's also meant that I've really been able to define what I want for myself. So stepping into deciding like, okay, this is what I want, and also it's okay to not know what I want. It's okay to pivot. And with that, I honestly feel like getting clearer on those things helps you care more about them. I'm so sorry if you guys can hear all these sirens. We're in Philadelphia, for God's sakes. I feel my confidence and sense of self getting really clear. And like, I'm recognizing my like 3 main things that I like love, that I'd love for Too Collected to embody and for me to embody are being like smart, obviously, too smart for this. Fun, like fun. Come on, like we're not having enough fun in our lives. And being sexy. I feel like being sexy is something the girls are also talking about on TikTok a lot, or it's like these challenges of how to feel sexier. And I personally like the idea of feeling sexy as opposed to feeling hot, because feeling hot is one thing. Like you can be like attractive, or you can do something that's like cool and trendy, like a hot trend or whatever. But being sexy, I feel like embodies this ability to maneuver your energy in a very mysterious yet also interesting way. And I feel like there's things that are like, oh, that's hot, and there's things that are like, oh, that's sexy. And I feel like when it's like it's sexy, you're like, oh, I like this, and it has a more refined and like interesting vibe to it. So when I say sexy, I'm not talking like sex specifically. I'm kind of talking like, that's sexy, like that's a cool situation, that's something cool, and I wouldn't have thought of it, but I really like it. And so with that, defining that little philosophy for my winter arc era has helped me in figuring out what habits I want to introduce. And I'm doing something called the Villain Challenge this year, which is just a month-long challenge. I'll leave the information about it below, but essentially it's about like identifying who the villain would be in your creative process, and someone who, like the Miranda Priestley in Devil Wears Prada as an example of this, and using that energy to help you step up in a way that helps further the things that you are interested in producing or showing up as. So I'm really excited about it, and it's the beginning, so I'm going to tell you guys more about it as it goes on. But that I wanted to say, like, I know, as I said at the beginning of the episode, I know that self-improvement is not the center of everybody's world, but sometimes you get sick of your own shit and you want to just improve, and that's completely fine. So with that, I want to give you guys the tips that I use when I'm going through something like this, and also that I think will really just help you feel good this winter. These are things that I'm doing. These are things that I've done and tested in the past during the winter, and I feel like they're really helpful for just maintaining your sense of self and also staying healthy during this time. And then at the end, I'm going to give you some extra glow up tips that are like for leveling up for real, that might cost a little bit of money but are super worth it. So with that, we always start these episodes now with the 4 types of rest that I'm implementing in my life. So starting with rotting, because that's something that I did not do. And I have to say this, guys, if you don't rot, if you don't let yourself blob and do nothing, it will happen when you don't want it to. So it's like, if you don't let yourself do nothing for a little bit throughout the week, you're going to burn out, and then you're going to be doing nothing and avoiding responsibilities instead of taking them on, and you will, like, your body's going to make you do it anyway. And that's something I learned over the past few weeks when I wasn't scheduling time in my calendar to just do nothing. And so I have made a point to do that this month. And so I looked at the month because November's very busy and December's also very busy. And so I looked at the month and I made sure there was 1 night a week at least. I wasn't going to do any homework during that time. I'm literally just going to sit in the bath and watch TikTok and do nothing. So that's on Wednesday this week. Then for pampering, I got a massage at Rescue Spa, which was so beautiful here in Philly. And the one thing I don't love about it is, like, I love when you can go to a spa, do the sauna, do the hydrotherapy and stuff, and then do your massage. But they don't really have that. It's a stunning space, but you'd have to, like, pay extra for the sauna and hydrotherapy showers. But at the end of the day, it was beautiful. It was an amazing massage, and I would go back for the massage therapist specifically. It's pretty expensive. But the other more expensive spa in Philly is the Four Seasons, and that one is absolutely stunning, I'll say that, but the massage itself wasn't that good. So now what? Like, I don't know. But that's what I did for pampering this week, and next week I'm not sure what it's going to be, but I know it's going to be something. Now on to rejuvenation. Okay, guys, rejuvenation, this big area that I want to do this month as part of my villain challenge I'm doing is working out every day. And this is something that I've always struggled with doing consistently. There's been periods in my life that I've done it consistently, but lately I just haven't been feeling strong. And like I said, I got back into weightlifting and stuff. But in addition to that, I really just want to be moving my body for the mental health benefits, especially during the seasonal depression era, because I have a habit of falling into coming home at 5 p.m. when it's dark, and then those hours before I go to bed are just completely wasted. And I feel completely unproductive. I fall asleep. I'm eating too much or drinking too much or, just scrolling too much, just doing things that aren't good for me. And so working out in the evening specifically, working out every day is the priority, but working out in the evening specifically is something that, and we'll talk about this more when I talk about tips for your winter arc, but this is something that's really crucial for me to make sure that I'm mentally taking care of myself and also getting those physical benefits out of it too. And as we say, summer bodies are made in the winter. So girl, let's get into the gym, all right? And connection. Okay, for connection, this is part of my personal challenge for myself this month as well. But for connection, something I'm challenging myself to do is answer my text messages and answer my emails every day. I joke about this all the time. I don't want to text you back. I don't like texting people. It fucking sucks. I get it. But if you go too far down that route, you start to sacrifice your relationships. And connection and relationships are important to me. And if I say they're important to me, I have to show up for them. Yeah? I do. So making a point every night when I would have been scrolling and watching TV while I'm eating dinner, I'm trying to answer all my texts and emails before I go to bed and schedule sending them and stuff so that when I wake up in the morning, when I'm my most creative and productive, I'm not also feeling guilty about needing to respond to a ton of text messages. So that's something I'm working on, and that's one of my big connection points, in addition to obviously other things like I'm hosting an election viewing party this week. I'm also going to friends' birthdays and stuff like that. I'm hosting an event in Philly next week, the week after. So very exciting. But connection is a big part of my life right now. But in order to maintain that, I gotta show up, even though I hate texting. Okay, so let's get started. I've put these into two categories. First of all, what is going on outside? There's like a big ass dog barking. Who has the time for this? I am so many floors up, and I can still hear all of this. Like, we need help. Philadelphia, come on. What is Kamala Harris going to do about this? Okay. I also know this episode is coming out during the election week, and so I'm very anxious about that. I think someone asked me recently, do I have election anxiety? Yes. I've been scrolling too much on Twitter, and it's really stressful, so I completely get that, and I don't know where you're going to be sitting when you are listening to this or whatever, but just know, I'm right there with you, and whatever's going on, we're going to be okay. I hope. I hope. So I've divided this into mindset and time management stuff, and then into more wellness stuff that's more like for the body and skin and that type of thing. But we're going to start with the mindfulness and time management stuff. So the first one is creating your winter character. And I talk about this a lot with creating a Pinterest board and really defining what you want your life to look like and thinking about the feelings you want to feel and stuff like that. But for me, this is also something that's a little bit mindset-y and also something that's a little bit more focused on the aesthetics of it. So I personally decided for winter, I just wasn't really feeling my look at the moment. So I got a bunch of new jewelry, which has really helped me just step into that character. I got some new sneakers, some new everyday sneakers. I got some new jackets. And what you can do here is give yourself a budget to define this winter character for yourself, and then go shopping within that budget and be really specific about how you want to show up in the world. And that can be really, really powerful. So that's what I did, and I talked about this in the last episode, but I also just want to say, I feel like I got my red nails back, I got braids, and I have this easy makeup look, and I have outfits that I'm excited to recreate, and being able to be secure in that external portrayal of myself really helps me when I'm building those new internal habits as well. And obviously new perfumes too. I've been loving these ones from Seven Virtues. I think they got sent to me. They're Vanilla Woods and Cherry Ambition. Those are my scents right now, and you guys know I love a new scent for a new part of life, so really important. Pop into that. Okay, now the next one is about time management, and I wanted to say to you guys, get up earlier, because in the winter, the sun rises earlier and it sets earlier, and the sun setting at 4:30 p.m. is actually hell. So I wanted to tell you guys wake up earlier, but then I realized a lot of people really do their best work in the nighttime, and maybe they're not as affected by the sun setting at literally while you're during the workday. So I wanted to say, define your ideal day and stick to it, because even though for me, I do like to sleep in towards maybe 7, I know it's best for me to wake up at 5 in the winter, because by 6 the sun is starting to rise and I can really get all of that work done, and it does make me a better person. And in that same vein, working out in the evening is helpful because it's already dark out. Like, it's already dark out. Like, there's nothing I could be doing. I don't really work well without daylight. I don't really do well without daylight. So working out in the evening is going to, 1, be good for me because I don't need the sunlight to do it. And 2, it's something that will give me those endorphins that are typically lacking during this time of year. So like, define your ideal day and stick to that and create boundaries around being able to do that. A way I wake up earlier is by keeping my phone in the bathroom when I'm sleeping, so the alarm goes off and I actually have to get up and go turn it off. I also have it set up to where my Amazon thing or whatever is connected to my lights in my apartment, and those automatically turn on into the lamps in my apartment, not the big lights. If you have the big lights, okay, you're a big baller, I get it. Onto the lights in my apartment, they automatically turn on at 5 a.m. So when the alarm's going off in the bathroom, when the lights are turned on and I wake up, I'm like, I have my robe sitting next to me because I sleep so cold. I sleep with it at 64 degrees. And when I wake up, I immediately put my robe on, turn the thermostat up, and go into the bathroom, turn off the alarm, and everything's sitting right there. Like, I have to brush my teeth. I have to do everything. And when you're not doing it, it sucks, and I just feel bad about myself. So I give myself every opportunity to be able to have my day set up in that way. So if you know waking up early is good for you, those are some tips for making sure it happens. Okay, the next part is journaling every day. And you guys know that I'm big into journaling. I literally have a journal coming out for you all soon that's going to be really helpful. But the daily practice of journaling is something that is very grounding, and I think it can be hard, especially if you're a multi-passionate person or if you have a lot going on in your life that you're managing, to remember why you do what you do and to feel connected to yourself. And we lose that connection with ourselves a lot, especially in the broader political climate, especially in a demanding job or a demanding, relationship, or when you have family things going on, you lose connection to yourself a lot. So that's why I created this 3-minute journaling practice that you can do on your notes app on your phone, or you can do it in a journal. I don't care. It's 3 things. Gratitude. Make a list of 5 things you're grateful for, because you have to start here. You have to start with accepting your reality, accepting what's going on, and finding the good in it. That's number 1. 2, what you're proud of yourself for. I don't care if you're the most confident person in the world. We all need to be reminded how proud we are that we've already come this far. And we are not nice enough to ourselves as women. We are not nice enough to ourselves. So make a list of 5 things that you're proud of yourself for doing the day before, or maybe it's that morning. And it can be waking up on time. It can be not responding in a nasty way to your mom's text. It can even be only having 2 cups of coffee instead of 3 when you said you were gonna have 0, okay? I don't care what it is. Be proud of yourself for the little things, and that will help your confidence grow drastically. And 3, set your intentions for the day. How do you wanna feel at the end of the day? We're not intentional enough about how we live our lives. So if you sit down for a second and you say, you know what? By the end of today, I just wanna feel proud of myself for getting through the workday. When you get there, it's going to feel so much better because you set that intention and now you're moving through your day with that intention. So 3 minutes of journaling in the morning can be on your phone. You can even say it out loud. I often will do this when I'm like stressed out or if I'm on a walk and I know I don't have time to journal. Just doing this little moment of self-reflection drastically improves your self-confidence. Next is using AI to help you live your life. So I have 2 tools I have loved using that are AI based. One is ChatGPT, and I use this for manifestation, for planning my life, for sending basic emails because I cannot be bothered. Like, I love using ChatGPT, and if you use it correctly, it can really help save time in your life. Like I said, writing all these formal emails out, like I will just say, write an email with this information in it. And it's really, really helpful. You can also ask it to make you a workout plan if you are confused about how you want to work out. You can ask it to make you a meal plan. Say, these are my favorite meals, make a meal plan and write a grocery list for me. And this can be really helpful, especially if you are really overwhelmed. It's kind of like having a personal assistant. And so a feature that I think really helps with this is the voice feature, so that when you're on the go, just open ChatGPT and say this when you're like walking somewhere or doing something or cleaning or something. And it can be really, really helpful and take that mental load off of your plate. Another thing I like to use for journaling or for writing, because I am a writer and I've been getting more into writing, is using an app called Descript, which is like an AI-based like recording platform, and you can talk into it and basically just like, I really like feel like I have a crazy life, right? And there's always drama going on, and I don't have time to sit down and write all of that out. So even though I want to record my life and talk about how crazy it is, I just record it into Descript, and it generates a transcript that you can edit and use AI to like work on. So those are two ways that you can use AI to help you with your life. One, with ChatGPT, being able to make better lists for yourself and treat it as a personal assistant. Two, using ChatGPT as a manifestation board. So typing in, here's what I want, write an ideal day in my life, stuff like that. There's cute hacks on TikTok for that, all that. And then using Descript to record your life or journal when you don't feel like sitting down and using your wrists to do that. And the last mindset tip for winter is to redefine your relationship with social media. Winter is a really hard time on social media, especially if you have comparisonitis. I know I opened up my Instagram and there was just 17,000 engagements. People getting married, people having kids, people buying houses. And I don't typically feel jealous of those things, but when I have a separate Instagram that was like my personal Instagram from before I was an influencer, that goes all the way with all my college friends, my camp friends, my high school friends. And when I open that and see everyone my age doing so many different things with their lives, it can feel really overwhelming, especially because I had a plan I was going to be engaged this year. Like, what? Like, that's so crazy. Now I'm like a single lady who can't even text a man back or download a dating app. So it's like weird, but it's important to redefine your relationship with technology, and I've done this very successfully with TikTok. And that's because I know we train our algorithms. Whatever you engage with is going to be what is on your feed. So I have been very conscious about disengaging from content that doesn't make me feel good, and having a TikTok that the scrolling experience is very positive and has things that are either helpful for me, helpful for my mindset, inspirational, or content that I genuinely enjoy, so I don't leave that app feeling negative about myself. And same with Instagram. Like, I just don't scroll too much on Instagram, or I use a Two Collective account to scroll because it's just more positive. And so there's all these different things you can do to make sure that your relationship with technology is better over the holidays. I also think deleting for a little bit and not taking in Instagram content or TikTok content can be a really good reset. And so I really just want to say to you guys, replace the scrolling with Pinterest. Yes, that's the best. Wherever the app is on your home screen, where Instagram or TikTok used to be, maybe delete it for a little bit or put those away so that you're doing it more intentionally. And then have Pinterest there so that you're looking at things that make you happy, are aesthetically pleasing, or are related to your goals in some way, shape, or form whenever you are scrolling or feeling that urge to scroll. I also heard this piece of data that was the first thing you do in the morning is what you're going to crave doing for the rest of the day when it comes to like dopamine. So if you wake up and scroll, you'll notice that throughout the day, you're scrolling even more. And when I wake up and don't scroll, I kind of forget to scroll because I get so into my to-do list and what I need to do and focused on myself, and I'm less reactive and I'm much more proactive about how I go about my day. So really try to eliminate scrolling first thing in the morning, and I think everything will be a lot better. Okay. Let's pop into the more wellnessy, like vibey stuff. So the first thing is, it's winter. When it gets winter, it gets cold. And that means your skin is dry as hell. And if you're listening to this and you are not moisturizing properly, you're going to feel the ramifications of that. 1, in aging. 2, in just being uncomfortable. And 3, having dull skin. Yuck. Disgusting. I can't handle that. I actually can't handle it. We have to moisturize. And don't forget, we also have to use SPF in the winter. I was talking to this guy. He wasn't using SPF in the winter because he said you only need to use it in the summer. Are you dumb? The sun is always out. And in fact, the sun because it's reflecting off of clouds and stuff in the winter, can be even more damaging to your skin. So pop on that SPF, babes. Don't slack. So with moisturization, 3 things I'm doing for my skin on my face are: 1, I am replacing, in the morning I typically would do like a moisturizer that is also an SPF. I like the Hope in a Jar one by Philosophy. In the winter I transitioned to using a thick moisturizer. Right now it's the Then I Met You Rich Cream, which I talk about all the time. I love it so much, and you also get a free one anytime that you shop Two Collective. So if you buy a robe, you'll literally get one. Like, it's a $60 value. It's a no-brainer, and I love it. So that combined with a face moisturizer, and I love the Supergroup Glow Screen, and that's because that kind of blurs all the imperfections on my face and makes me look glowy, which is really helpful in the winter when my skin is a little dull, I'm not as tan. Guys, I need a tan so bad. Like, I need to go lay in the sun somewhere. And then I also am implementing hydrating serums and hydrating masks. So hydrating serums, I love the Summer Fridays Jet Lag Hydration Serum. And I've also been using the Skin Fix Collagen Plus Serum, which I really like that one. I feel like I put that on, and sometimes I'm like, I forget to put on moisturizer after because it is so hydrating. So those two are really incredible. If you're listening to this while the Sephora sale is still going, I'd highly recommend picking them up. And then I also am doing that Korean collagen face mask 2 to 3 times a week. I have really dry skin, okay? So that's why it's important for me to do this. But if you don't have super dry skin, it's important to just make sure you're hydrating in a way that works for your skin type. And we cannot neglect the body care, okay? So this is a really good time to be exfoliating your body and making sure you're hydrating in the best way possible. So the 2 hydration things that I've been loving doing for my body are, one, doing the Josie Maran vanilla whipped body butter. I feel like smelling like vanilla in the winter, there's literally nothing better, and it's a really thick and great body butter and feels super luxurious on the skin. A more affordable version of this is the Nivea cream, which I'm very, very obsessed with. Nivea lotion is crucial for me. It really helps my skin stay hydrated. And then on top of that, I like to use the Johnson & Johnson baby oil gel on my skin. And this is a hack I picked up from Jasmine Tooks literally like 5 years ago when she was like giving beauty routines, because I've been following her forever. And I also have been, actually I think I've been doing it before her, and then when she did it too, I was like, yeah, supermodels do this, I get it. Because if you want your skin to be super soft, put that on before you go to bed. Oh my God, it's incredible. I love that stuff. Staying hydrated also goes beyond your skin and your body and all of that. It also gets into your literal insides. You need to be drinking enough water. And this is something I forget to do a ton. So something I've been doing is filling up my water bottle with half a pack of Element every night and leaving that on my bed. And Element is I'm sure you guys have heard of it, obviously. It is an electrolyte drink that has sodium in it that's really, really good for your body. And so I love Element. I love the mango chili. I have it on Subscribe and Save. And so I have a big water bottle of that with a straw. Straws are crucial for making sure you drink enough water. And I just drink that first thing in the morning, and it really sets me up to be hydrated throughout the day. I also use an Owala water bottle when I'm on the go, and that water bottle has a straw and it has something where you can sip out of, so it's really effective. Plus it has temperature control, like you can leave ice in it and it'll stay for like over 24 hours. So if you like cold water, it's amazing. And it's just I feel like it's like the perfect water bottle. So take that with you guys. Like, make sure you're drinking enough water. Set alarms on your phone if you need to, because during this time, like, that's one of the one things that will help you no matter what. We all know this. Speaking of taking care of the insides, supplements are key in the winter. And you guys know I love supplements because I went on my hormone balancing journey and they were super effective for me then. So supplements now I feel like also really support me throughout my hormonal everything, because I told you guys I've been going through it, right? And hormonally was not well. Like, I could tell in my body, I can always tell in my body when I'm really not doing well and I'm really stressed because of the way my period shows up. And it's lovely being in connection with my body, but when I see how bad it can get, it really makes me take my supplements more seriously. So a way to do that that's really easy and is not going to add to your routine. I really hope that all these tips are things that are really easy to implement. But this one especially is using a vitamin supplement company that puts them together for you. So I have Binto, which has these individual packs that I can just throw in my bag because I like to take my supplements with my lunch and I'm never home for lunch. So throw them in my bag, super easy. Vitamin D is crucial, and I would also really focus on zinc and vitamin C because we are at a time where people are tending to get sick and you want to build up your immunity. So dig into that. If you do nothing else from this, get your supplement game up. So now if you want to take these things to the next level, and this might require a little bit more of investment, and what I think is I might do a separate episode next week about really reinventing yourself and what that really looks like, and really leveling up. I've been dancing with this idea, and this might be something I tackle like in the new year, but I've been dancing with this idea that I'm only like 80% as hot as I could be, or as sexy as I could be, as pretty as I could be. And I've been doing a lot of thinking about that where I'm like, you know what? I think I just kind of want to get hotter. And not because I want attention from men. I think like it's really for myself. It's like, man, how much potential can I really get here? So a few things that I'm playing with doing this winter to really level up, to really get my winter arc up is 1, laser hair removal. One of my best investments I've ever made in my life, okay? I'm serious. I have KP on my legs, which means I have strawberry skin. You can see every little hair follicle. I've always been insecure about it. The one thing that cures it, that makes your legs look soft and smooth and not have any blemishes on them, laser hair removal. Same with Brazilian laser hair removal. It is not as bad as you think it's going to be, guys. And the results are worth every penny because I used to struggle so much with breaking out down there and ingrown hairs and stuff like that and never being confident in a swimsuit. Now, please, best thing I've ever done. Next is laser facials and going to the dermatologist. Oh, I'm also getting laser on my underarms, and I'm so excited. I go to Satori Laser. I've tried Sev Laser. I didn't really like it. Satori Laser, I think they're like in every city at this point. Like, highly recommend. And maybe I'll leave a code down below if you want to try that out. The next is going to the dermatologist and getting the whole 9 yards for winter. So I'm talking, I want to get a laser facial so that I can make sure, because the reason I'm saying this is because a lot of the things like laser facials and stuff that we do are only good to do in the winter because you want to minimize sun exposure and you want to be able to be inside more. So I am planning on getting Clear and Brilliant, which is a laser facial, and then also doing hydrating facials interchangeably. I also have a lot of blemishes and stuff on my back from leftover like back knee, which is like so embarrassing and annoying, but it's true. And before the summer, I really want to like shed that layer of skin. So I'm planning on doing maybe a chemical peel or something. And this is all stuff I would probably do in December. Like November is for like my villain challenge, and then December is going to be my like hot leveling up, and we'll talk about it more then. I'm just putting it on your radar. If you really want to go the next level with your winter arc, adding these things into things you want to save for or budget for are going to be helpful. I have braids right now, but I'm planning on getting my hair trimmed and getting a Brazilian blowout with my aunt when I go home for Thanksgiving, where like it's like a smoothing treatment. It's not keratin, but I am considering keratin too. Like, I love my curls, guys, but the frizz is just out of control. So hair, just taking care of your hair, adding in a scalp serum, adding in like scalp massages and stuff like that. If you put the scalp serum in your shower, I found that helps me be more consistent with it because it's right there when I'm washing my hair, and so highly recommend doing that. 2 other little things that are a little level up moment are getting spray tans and doing your color matching. So spray tan, I know I'm black, but black people get spray tans too, and they just make you look overall more toned. And so Sugared and Bronzed is a place where you can do a spray tan, and I think they're black girl friendly for the most part. And I think that's a really great thing to just like feel a little bit more sexy in your own body, especially because I feel like I look like a ghost in the winter, and that's just not cute. Finally, color matching. And I know that people have been talking about this on TikTok for like a year now, but I did mine, and it's really helped me just like admit to myself what I already knew was true, which is I don't really like dressing in color. I can, and it's cool, but it's not part of my winter character that I want to look like, and it's not really part of like my vibe. And so dressing for my color is really helpful, and I encourage you guys to do yours because I've been seeing so many differences of people who are wearing like neutrals and tans and stuff because they just liked minimal style, but look so much better in color and have built a really great wardrobe that highlights their features. And so if you want to level up a little bit more, you can use ChatGPT for this too. Just Google ChatGPT color analysis and upload a picture of your face and they will do it. It's easy right there, okay? Don't pay for that shit. Although I might one day pay for it. Who knows? Anyway, y'all, it's important to appreciate every season of our lives for whatever they bring to us. And we can't appreciate summer without winter, and we can't appreciate spring without fall. So this winter arc or fall arc or whatever you guys want to call it, or these glow up moments, I just want you to remember, like, this is a season in your life. It doesn't always have to be permanent. It doesn't have to be the right decision. Just make the next right decision. Just focus on what's in front of you and what you want for yourself and make sure it's coming from an authentic place. And I really think that we can all have an incredible winter. So with that being said, love you guys so much. And don't forget to subscribe. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram. I've been having so much fun on the TikTok. And you can shop the 2 Collective robes. These are the perfect holiday gift. They are also now customizable. So you can get your friend or family's name or a little saying or something embroidered on the robes. That is live on 2collective.com. So go check that out. And make sure you are getting them in before Christmas. It takes 2 weeks to do custom embroidery, so be really smart about when you're placing your orders. And I love you guys so much. We have a super fun announcement and everything coming to the pod soon, and I can't wait for you to hear about it. Love you to the moon and back. Share this episode with someone who you think also wants to glow up this winter, and I'll see you all next week. Don't forget, you are too smart to not love yourself.